Okay, today we're taking a look at Donald Duck, Tales of Andold Wild Duck. I really like this title. It's put out by Fantagraphics, which is republishing a lot of the Marco Rota stories. And what I really enjoy about it is it's gotten the usual characters of Donald Duck and Daisy and kind of set them in this historical setting of Scotland and the kind of adventures that happen there. And honestly, it really has a kind of Asterix and Obelix feel. You know, where in the Asterix Obelix stories, you've got Asterix and the Gauls, you know, holding off, fighting off invasions from the Romans. And you have this here. You've got the Scottish Donald Duck, Andold, and he's fighting off these different Viking invasions. You've got a character here, Little Bo. He's kind of like the Obelix character, not as bright, but very strong fellow. And I really like these stories. It's just, you know, Donald and his usual hilarity and hijinks. You've got the slapstick comedy, and you've just got this beautiful art and settings here put out by Marco Rota. And you don't just have one single story here. You've got multiple ones in this setting here, and they're well paced, and they're not too short either. You know, sometimes you get these stories and they're just way too short, but this just is really fantastic here. Art is fantastic, and you've got multiple. Now, not all of the stories here have this kind of Scottish setting. Okay, it's here Donald's kind of coming to, and hey, there's like a modern version of Little Bo. That's always nice. You have this one kind of set in a sailing story, modern day, also by Marco Rota. I think this was probably the weakest of the stories, but it's still actually quite good. And so, if this is the weakest, where they're kind of found this abandoned ship, Donald and his nephews, it's just not as unique and interesting. But they do go back to the historical setting here. Again, we're back to Andold, which is the anagram of Donald, and you've got Daisy Duck here. Of course, she's got a different name, an anagram, and it's Adis. And again, this kind of medieval Scottish setting where, again, they have to worry about the Viking invasions. Vikings to arms. Dialogue is good. I think very good translation by whoever Fantagraphics got to do the translation. The color is beautiful. I really like it, and the artwork's fantastic. It just fantastic, unique Donald Duck stories. So I would say, even if you're not a Donald fan, which I obviously am, I think a lot of you listening to this, watching this, are Donald fans. But even if you're not, if you're like an Asterix fan, this feels like that. It feels very much in that kind of style, where the village, they're facing high odds, and they have to, defeat the invaders. And I really like it. They're just fantastic stuff. And then that story finishes off. Then you have another kind of historical setting one, not with the Andold Wild Duck, but now we're back to a different setting, kind of with Saracens in the Mediterranean. And you've got Uncle Scrooge thrown in here. He's a modern day treasure hunt, traditional Uncle Scrooge, Donald Duck and the nephews on a treasure hunt. Very fantastic story there, with some kind of time travel elements regarding kind of the medieval Saracens invading the Mediterranean. So this is a very solid story as well. So I really like this tome. Marco Rota, just fantastic writer. And then again, here we're back to another story with Andold Wild Duck, the Scottish defender of his castle. Just beautiful story, beautiful art. I really don't want to spoil them too much, but there's a unique twist in each story. It doesn't get repetitive, just like, there's 50-some asterisk stories. You can get a lot mileage here out of the Andold Wild Duck. Then that Scottish story ends. We're off to kind of a modern-day story. This one, very funny. Donald in the commuter crisis, just how he's, moving out to the suburbs and then dealing with the commute. And everything that can go wrong does go wrong. Great traditional Donald story there that's well told, well paced by the author here. And just every little thing that goes wrong can. So really enjoy that. And then we're back here again to Andold Wild Duck story. Fantastic. Again, just the art and the color. It's just so good in these stories. I just really, really enjoy it. And then, like Fantagraphics does in a lot of their books, there's a nice little write-up on the author, which I'm glad they've done here, and it really does work well. So just a fantastic little story. I highly recommend it. If you're a Donald fan, if you're an Asterix fan, if you're a comic fan at all, it's fantastic. Till next time.